Hi, I'm Sam Hoffman, owner of LightSource, and I'm here with Michael Zagaris, noted rock and roll photographer from the 60s, 70s, all the way through now, and also really well-known sports photographer, local guy. And we're going to talk a little bit about some unusual scanning and printing that we're doing here at LightSource for Michael, Z-Man. And what we're doing here is we've got a picture of Blondie, is that right?
Yeah.
So this is a pretty special tour that you were with them on, right?
Well, you know, this was in 1977,
Uh-huh.
and they were already big. They'd been big in New York for about a year and a half.
Okay.
But people here didn't know much about them, with the exception of a few insiders. And they had just returned from Tokyo. They took Japan by storm. And they were going to be here for 2 days. I called their publicist. We hooked up. At that time, I was working for both Rolling Stone and Cream magazine. At that time, you could have actual access to bands. And I met them downtown. They were in a Tenderloin hotel. And initially, we went up and just hung out on the roof and did these pictures. And then I took them in a car to Golden Gate Park, to the Conservatory of Flowers, and we did some more things there. I remember shooting color and black and white, and when I got home, we developed everything. The black and white stuff, Kristen Sunbaum, who I lived with at the time, and we collaborated in a lot of things, she was a hand tint artist as well as a painter and a model. She decided to take a couple of the pictures we had blown up and said, let's see what happens, and she tinted them. And she used Marshall pencils and Marshall oils, and the result was phenomenal.
Yeah, this is spectacular. I mean, it's electric. You never get that from a color print.
No. And I would just, she'd have a slide that she could work with, but she had the freedom to just interpret like an artist and sometimes change colors if she wanted. And she probably did 35 or 40 prints and tints like this over about a 3 or 4 year period. Well, that's 35 years ago. Now, you can't, the paper that we used to do the tints, it was Patriga Rapid 118.
It's the AGFA paper, right?
The AGFA paper.
Yeah, they don't longer make that, right?
No, because of the EPA standards, you know, they took the cambium and the silver out of the papers. And they just quit making that paper, and it was a little bit of a sepia tone.
Right.
And the Marshall oils that are on all of these prints, if I wanted to scan the print in a drum scanner, you couldn't because the oils would come off.
Yeah, they all fall off.
And you know, when I came to you, Sam, and we talked about this, he said, you know, well, if we can actually shoot this and then scan it, and I think it could be pretty good. And it wasn't that I was skeptical, but I thought, you know, show me. And when we did the Lou Reed and then the other print of Kristen and her sister, and I saw the results, I was astounded.
Yeah, it's amazing. The Phase 1 camera that we use, it gets a 100 megabyte file at the end of the day, and that's enough to get a really superb high resolution image out of this spectacular original here. I'm just blown away at the beauty of this shot. I mean, it's just, you can't get that with any effect that I know of. The pastel colors are just beautiful.